Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for watching us and welcome back to another episode of our channel. Today, we are with Mojtaba, one of the university students of England, and we are going to ask him some question about the challenges he faced during his study and work. So, Mojtaba, welcome.
Hello, someone. Thank you for having me in your online meeting, technically. I'm so glad to be with you in this session.
Thank you so much. Could you please tell us a little about yourself? Where are you from? Somehow, and I know, but please say it for the audience. And what are you studying? And tell me a little about your experiences in the new country.
Yes, my name is Mojtaba, and people call me Moj. I moved to the UK in September 2023. I've been working in a college for 1.5 years in my
And what?
study field was industrial marketing, but I am working in the field that I graduated with that in my bachelor. I'm doing the lecturing job in mechanical engineering.
Okay, great. Do you remember your very first day or first week there? What really surprised you most?
When I moved to the UK, the first thing that was so surprising for me was, the lifestyle that British people lead. In those days I was thinking that they are leading so healthy lifestyle. I don't know why, but I think I was affected by the media maybe. And then I see that no, it's not like that, although some people lead kind of healthy lifestyle. They run, they play rugby, they play football, but more than half of people are just drinking in the pubs and just not doing something, and they have kind of so tedious lifestyle. And so it was one of the surprising fact about the UK when I came here.
I can I can remember the time that you moved to the England. You had an American accent, but now you're trying to have a British one. So that's very
Yeah.
great. Do you
Yes,
like this?
maybe
Do you like this accent?
I like British accents. My accent is something for myself. It is my technically signature, because as an immigrant you can't take the home accent, and you can't move to between these two. Sometimes I take American accent, sometimes I take British
It's
accent,
Moj accent.
and
The name is Moj
it's
accent.
more
You know,
accent exactly.
yes, people can choose British accent, American accent, or Moj
Yes.
accent.
Yes. They can choose their own accents. Yes, right.
Okay. When did you first realize that living abroad is harder than I expected, and what happened?
When I wanted to just choose my first job, the first things that I came across was the first problem that I faced was when I wanted to just choose the first job. I realized that I wondered if I just try to applying online, I would choose, I will come across a huge opportunity, a number of opportunities, but at the end of the day, there was nothing. And I see that, oh my God, something is going wrong. Applying online is not the only way to find a job. There are some other ways involved. And as you know me, I'm a kind of, social person. So without, any specific intent and goal, I start socializing with people. I didn't socialize with people in order to take job, honestly speaking. I socialize with people because it is embedded in my DNA, because I am addicted to socializing with people. But after a couple of months, I see that, oh my God, it's a best technique, to find, jobs, to create some opportunities for yourself. So if you ask me, yes, to answer specifically your questions, that what was the main problems. It was looking for a job, finding jobs online. It was the most specific and hardest things that you can imagine as an immigrant.
You know, you mentioned something about job opportunities and the first try that you did for that. I'm just going to ask you this question. Uh, for applying the job or for finding the job, knowing English alone is enough, or somehow, if you know English very well, that's enough, or we need another factor for that.
Honestly speaking, not only English, even other skills that you have are not enough. When it comes to finding a job, soft skill plays the pivotal role, I think so. When you find a job, it's not all about the just English and the particular skill and a know-how about that specific job. For example, right now I'm a technician, I'm a lecturer. The first day, I wasn't technician, I wasn't lecturer. I had just some general knowledge about mechanical engineering. That's it. And English is same. You have some general knowledge about English. It doesn't lead to other things. In order to take job, in order to make friend with other people from different nationalities, you need to have other skills. What is other skills from my point of view? Soft skills, communication skills, confidence that you need to, in order to introduce yourself, in order to bring your interest out. So it is from my point of view, English and your particular skills take the second place, and soft skills take the first place.
Were you afraid of making mistakes?
It's a good question because if it's a myth that says if you don't make mistakes, so you can make progress. I will divide it into different frameworks. First, when I came here, I was, I was afraid from making mistakes between, mostly British people because you are talking with their language. So making mistakes are inevitable. You can control it. Believe it or not, you will make mistakes. But the things that is important that you try to correct your mistakes and learn from your mistakes and then have a confidence to make those mistakes. I divide it into three parts. If you don't make mistakes, you can't understand that in which level you are. So making mistakes is the first steps to make progress in English and other areas. And then try to making your mistakes correct. Understand where is the gaps, where is the difficulties, where is the issues, and find them through your mistakes. So it's true. Sometimes you don't have enough confidence in front of some people, in front of, in the middle of some condition and situation. For example, when you come across with your manager, with your CEO of a big company in a big cities like here, so in that case, you will afraid. Even if you are talking with your mother language, mother tongue in your home country, you would maybe you could possibly, afraid of making mistakes, let alone that you are talking with different language in front of people from different nations. So it is, possible. But you shouldn't afraid of that. You should always try your best. Make mistakes is no problem, but even repeating that mistakes is not it is important, but don't make your mistakes correct is, I think, problematic.
I have another question. People often think language is the biggest problem. Do you agree, or is confidence actually the real challenge?
Yes, as I told you already, the real problem most probably is your confidence, how you can deal with the different condition and situation with different strategies. What is your coping strategies? What is your, uh, tactics for dealing with that condition? So yes, I completely agree with that, because it doesn't it is important, at the end of the day, you need to have skills to communicate. You should properly, uh, express yourself. It's true. No one can deny that. It's true. But the things that is more important is how you want to express yourself, how you want to deal with the issues in the middle of conversation. Maybe because you are talking with different people from different personalities, they have
Mhm.
different, you know personality traits. So how you want to deal with the person that is maybe, want to dominate you, it
Uh,
depends on your condition, your tactics. Yes, true.
and what have you tried to improve your language or confidence? ChatGPT, Duolingo, language exchange, friends, or nothing?
I myself, I was, there are different tactics, there are different, resources in order to, improve your English language. You can start with, YouTube, watching video, watching TED Talks, watching different, different source at all. But I myself prefer to listening to podcasts and then learn from podcasts. I learned lots of words, lots of vocabularies at all, lots of phrases, how to use those phrases. My favorite one was 6 Minutes English from BBC. So, and then, but my friends, some of my friends try to book, some of my friends try to Duolingos. But these days, by improving if you just go to the internet, you have ChatGPT, you have lots of robots, you have lots of chatbots that can help you. And I think, it is, these days technology facilitates the life in the better way, mostly AI, I mean.
Exactly. Suppose you had a companion that
Mm-hmm,
actually knew you. It
mm-hmm,
remembered your mistakes, talked
mm-hmm,
to you every day, practiced conversation before important meetings, prepared
mm-hmm.
you for interviews, even watched movies with you and discussed them. How would that change your experience?
It is the only things that everyone that wants to learn English needs, honestly. Those things that you counted. Because uh, the problem that maybe you have with some AI like ChatGPTs is they, you need to explain too much for them to again start from the scratch. You have to lots of times explain yourself, your mistakes to them to start from scratch. So, but if you have someone like this that you counted, that know you, be a company for you 24 hours a day, watch movies for with you, I don't know, help you to make ready for interviews and give you some tips in doing your assignments and all of these kind of things. So it is the only things that one person as a who is not the best in English needs that. Of course,
Would
it
would
can it
something
can
like
solve all the problems that you have, mostly 99% of your problems.
which feature sounds the most useful?
For me, the things that the AI that I want to use is giving constructive feedbacks and how they know me and giving feedbacks.
It
Because
remembers you.
as yeah, exactly, they should remember me, because all of the robots have some specific features. Sorry, all of person have some specific mistakes. They should, the robots or AI, the system that wants to, teach you something should know you better than you. They Because you
Mm-hmm.
are making mistakes. As I told you in the beginning of our conversation, making mistakes is not problem. Don't make your mistakes correct is the problem. If you work
Mm-hmm.
on your problems by taking feedbacks, work on those feedbacks, making, correction, making your mistakes correct,
You
it
mean
is the best
error
strategy.
correction is very you mean error correction is
Important.
very
Yes,
important
error
in,
correction
yes.
is the most important. Exactly.
Okay. If you could design the perfect AI companion, what would it do?
If I wanted to make something, I would just, create some robots that was with me 24 hours a day, accessible, because mostly, it's true that AI, for example, you can have access to ChatGPT 24 hours a day, but it's time consuming, and sometimes people, honestly speaking, fed up with giving some prompt and writing code, not code prompts, writing prompts that to just give explanation to those robots that what I need. It is so difficult. But if you have some robots that know you from beginning, you don't need to explain anything to them. They know you. They know you completely. Your mistakes, they have in their backgrounds, in their memories, that what mistakes you are making, for example, 2 months ago. If you repeat it, just reminding you that, for example, you are repeating these mistakes for 2 months while you are not correcting. Please, get in your mind, don't make this mistake. So, the robot that I want to choose to make and create is the robot that is accessible and then flexible, then have ability to adapt its knowledge with my knowledge. Don't go, for example, start from the upper intermediate level, learning me in that level, and my level, for example, is in intermediate, for example, or upper intermediate.
The companion that I mentioned above, and about a robot that can help you, understand you, remembers you, and makes you ready for the interviews. I just
Mhm.
want to mention this. Would you pay for something like this?
Why not? Because these days in the modern societies, people are paying for everything. For example, they are paying for one simple sandwiches for example, £5, £6, £10. I don't know how much you are paying in the Netherlands, for example, 12
Yeah.
euros, 10 euros.
Yes.
So, and the subscription of these kind of robots, these kind of things are something like this, for
How much?
example,
How much is good for you? How much is
if I want to
logical
pay,
somehow for you?
I'm ready for pay, for example, £20. I think it's equivalent to 25 euros and $30. If I
Hmm.
want to say $30, 25 euros and £20 is a, logical amount.
Would you rather monthly subscription, one-time purchase, university provides it, or employer provides it?
If because right now I'm not a student. If I was a student, most probably students provider, university providers. But as I am working for an organization, so I was happy. My company just provides that for me. But if I was self-employed in that condition, I would choose yearly subscriptions, annual subscription, sorry,
Okay.
annual subscription, because annual subscription can give you this chance to save some specific money, because you want to pay that money over 12 months. So it's better to pay, once upfront, so then take some discounts. That's it.
Okay. Would you like to become one of our first beta users?
Yes, why not? We can, because as I told you, learning English is not something that you can confidently say that I don't need more. Always you need more, because learning never stop, especially learning English, because you have using that on a daily basis to communicate and express your ideas. If you want to stop expressing yourself, expressing your ideas, making some new networks, yes, you can stop it. But I'm not that person, so I want to go further, so I would choose it, of course.
If another international student was arriving tomorrow, what advice would you give them?
Uh, even these days, I'm giving advice to some people that wants to immigrate and some people that have immigrated already, that at least study English for, at least have 1 hour input of English, at least 1 hour on a daily basis. Because, English is the only thing that can lead you to some specific and particular success. As I told you, again, I'm repeating that soft skill, that English is one of those, because you need communication skills is categorized in a soft skills, and in order to communicate properly you need the language, and the international language is English. So you should just invest in your English as a one of the important, as important, weapon in your hand. It is the most important weapon, I think.
And can we contact you again to test future versions?
Yes, of course you can. Why
Okay,
not?
thank you
I'm
so
happy
much.
for
Thank you so
having that. Yes, no worries.
Thank you so much for your time. And we went through your challenges, and we understood that English is not the only problem. Communication confidence is a bigger challenge that students who want to immigrate have to pay close attention to that and work on their confidence. And if their students immigrated to another country and they have got this problem, we have got the key and we will help them.
Yes, exactly, exactly.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your time.
Lovely,
Uh,
lovely.
yes. Have a good time, guys. Please don't
Thank you so
forget to
much.
subscribe us. Yes, thank you. Goodbye.